What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So I got my first update on the USACC group build. I'm sure many of you know what truck this is. This is the monogram 55 Ford F-100 pickup, and we started working on it on Thursday. Thursday started working on it, and this weekend I majority got most of it pretty much all set and where I want it to be at so far. Obviously, it's not completely done. I still got more cleanup on the body and get everything scuffed up and all that fun stuff. So it's not quite ready for paint yet, but almost there. And I just got to the point where I can start mocking it up and see where I want it to stance and all that fun stuff. So I did get it all mocked up for you guys right here. And this stance right here, basically how it's sitting, this is literally how it's going to sit. This is the way I want it to stance, and it's actually really cool. So like I said, for this one, for my particular truck, I'm not going to do a fully slammed down to the ground truck because, again, everybody's building this truck, and I've been watching a lot of you guys' videos, and everybody's looking amazing. And I noticed there's quite a number of people are doing this truck pretty slammed, so that's pretty cool. So I figured, well, let's not do a slam one, let's be a little bit different. So this is the good right height. I mean, the wheels are in the fenders, but nothing too crazy, and got a nice height right here, and this is exactly what I wanted to look like. And yeah, it looks really cool. So let's go ahead and show you all the parts that we'll be adding. I did show you all the parts I'll be adding on my introduction video, but I did add a few more parts here and there, and then, you know, all that fun stuff. But without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into this thing. So the wheels, I did mention I was not quite so sure about the wheels on my introduction video, and I didn't really care for them. First off, I thought I did, but I did find these ones. And these are them right here. I forgot the name of them. I got them off Coats 3D, and I'll put a name of I'll put his logo right there. I forgot the name of the guy who makes them, but he does make these wheels where you can buy them from him separately. So you don't have a 3D printer, you can buy these wheels directly from him. I believe he puts the older wheels that he doesn't sell too often, or one of the older ones, because he has quite a bit on there, and I'm pretty sure he just puts the older wheels sets he has on there, or he has, and he just puts them on coats so people can just print them up themselves. But I'm pretty sure he does sell these still. So if you guys want these wheels from him, I don't blame you. He makes amazing wheels. He majority makes wheels for pickup trucks and you know, muscle cars. That's basically what he does. But mainly trucks, like these type of wheels, and you know, a deep dish, and they are a multi-piece wheel. So you get your front wheel right here, so you can paint this whatever color you want. Then you get your ring, you can paint this like chrome usually, or whatever contrast color, and then you get your tire, and everything it literally just snaps in, and it just locks in, and it's just perfect fit. These wheels are absolutely amazing. So these are the front ones, very skinny, which is what we want. And then for the back one, I'm going to save the back. Actually, now you can see it. Oh, show you the back ones. These are the back ones, and for this wheel stock, he does have three different sizes wheels. So these are the skinniest ones, and then these are the fattest ones that is in that set. He does offer you know, a little bit skinnier size than this, but you know, a little bit fatter. But this is the fattest one, and I will show you why. Well, you probably know why if you saw the introduction video, but this is the ones we're doing for the rear. The fattest ones, very deep dish. I mean, these are super deep. So we got the wheel, like I said, the wheel. Then we get the big dish right here. I believe you want to call this a ring, you want to call it, and then you get your tire. So everything, just these things, his wheels are just amazing. And yes, they're super deep dish and low profile tires. So they're, you know, they're pretty low. So very cool. But I'll show you why I went with a super deep dish on this truck. The grills, I did mention I did come with some grills. I'm really torn between these two because these two look absolutely amazing. I'll let you guys know why, and I'll mock out for you guys. But these two grills are just, I'm really digging them. So we came down to those two. The seats, like I said, we are using some sport, you know, like more, not sport, like more modern muscle car seats. These are diamond stitching. I do have to fill in a hole. My printer had some issues right there, so not a big deal. We'll fill those in, but modern muscle car seats, we got those going. Center console, I did switch out the center console, and these are the center console we'll be using. And this center console, I did size this up where it does meet up with the dashboard, so it will look similar like that. So that is a touch screen, so that's for like the radio or whatever you want to do, probably a radio and all that fun stuff. So, and we got speakers on the side, so very cool. So there's our center console. This is our steering wheel. We'll be using this steering wheel. I did have a dotted steering wheel, but I went ahead and did this one instead because this one's actually pretty cool. So we'll be doing that one. And then I believe this kit does not come with a rear view mirror, so I did print up a few rear view mirrors. Again, right here. So I'm not sure which one more. This one's more like a standard one, or we do got like a tip, like a pointy tip one. So I'm not sure which ones we'll use. And probably just standard one. And then most kits these days don't come with sun visors, so we'll go ahead and add some sun visors. So we got those going. Sun visors, add some more detail. Then for the body, the main body part I shaved off was a door handle because it had some mold in the door handles. Not very good. So of course, we did 3D print some new door handles. Very cool. So we got those going. Then the gas filler cap back there. I'm not sure. I did put up a few gas tank filler caps as well. Very hard to read it. One says Ford and one says 0.5, which is the engine. But that we got stuff in there. So very cool. But without further ado, let's go ahead and start diving into this truck. So we'll go ahead and just kind of take it apart. Then all that fun stuff. So yes, we got it mocked up. So we did go on the front grill area. I had to do some sprue gluing, like a putty you want to call it, because mine had some gappage over here. So obviously didn't want any of that. So use some sprue glue to fill in those gaps. Look good. Now the only modification I had to do to the cab was I had to cut this out in here. And I don't know, I'll show you why here in a sec, but this I had to shave out because this is molded in down to here. But this, I had to shave off on both sides because I had to put in a different suspension setup. But other than that, I do want to fill in, or I'm gonna have to fill in those big holes because I'm not gonna be using the hood hinge on that side because most of us, and I believe most of us in this group build, will be doing the hood that tilts forward because in this kit it's actually pretty easy to do so. So I'm not gonna be doing these ones. So I'm gonna be filling those in and making that firewall much more cleaner. I did shave off all the wires and very light detail on the firewall because I didn't want any of that garbage on there. So we did shave that off. And another thing is the body. My body particularly had very shallow panel lines. I mean, they weren't shallow, but they were pretty shallow, especially this one right here. This panel line up here, it was non-existent for me. I mean, I had to be very careful scribing it out, make sure it didn't shoot out, but I got it. But make sure just check your kit because mine was like non-existent. So I scribed those out much deeper so don't get filled in with paint and clear coat and all that fun stuff. Then all that weird stuff. So there's our other wheel, and let's go ahead and dive into this thing. Okay, you got the main bulk of the interior. Interior we're not touching. I did shave off these pegs where the stock or the kit bench seat went to because we're not using those. The center console, I do have to sand this down if I want, or just add a piece of styrene to fill this up so my center console is not warping against there. But other than that, that's it for the interior. The bed, I had to add some fender wells. I do have to do more sanding down here. But this is all smooth. I did have to do some puttying and all that fun stuff. But other than that looks pretty cool. The floor, I'm not too worried about the actual floor because I am going to be adding some actual wood. So I did get this sprue glued, all that fun stuff, get all the seams out of the fender well. But we'll be using some actual wood in here, so that will fill that in even more, and that will look much better. Then that's what the bottom looks like. All that fun stuff in there, so very cool. This, I'm not really sure I'm going to be filling this in. I might fill this in because it's just a bottom seat and this is underside, so I'm not sure. Because my transmission kind of goes in there, but we'll see. But that's the bed / interior this kit has to offer. Here is the other wheel, so you've already seen that. Then move on to the power plant. We'll get this out of there. Alright, before moving on to this, let's move on to the chassis because that thing's actually pretty wild. The chassis, we had to do some modifications. Obviously, we had to do some new engine mounts to fit that engine. A new transmission mount because the transmission's different, obviously. Front suspension, we did a different, completely front, independent front suspension. These are air suspension shocks up here. I do have to do some more, you know, stuff to it. I do have to connect my steering and all that fun stuff, so not a big deal. We'll get that going. Then to move on to the rear, I was going to use a 4-link, but I actually totally forgot I had an independent suspension rear end. And this is just mounted under. This is actually just pressure fit. There we go. So that's it for the chassis, but this is what we'll be using for the rear end. This is an independent rear end, but that's basically what this truck comes with from the kit. Independent suspension, you know, axle, and you know, to me it looks okay, but this looks better. So this is what we're doing. There's actually disc brakes on there. I'm not really sure what those are for, but we'll actually be adding some actual disc brakes to the actual wheels. So I'm not really sure if I guess it's just for extra emergency braking, but we'll find out. I'll probably Google it, but very cool. So that's our rear end suspension, and it really just clicks right in. So there was a cross member bar right here, I believe. I cut that right out, and this just replaces it, and this will just drop right in there like so, and it just looks absolutely incredible. So we do have to get it lined up and figure out where it actually has to go, but very cool. Now that's our chassis. Yes, we are using the kit chassis, so very cool. So we got that going. Power plant. Let's move on to the power plant. Okay, this is a lot of motor. I will say this. This is a lot of motor for this truck. Do I care? No. Does it fit? Yes. And once it fits, it's going in. And it's going. This is a Cowdy engine, of course, powered by Ford, but not only regular, not any kind of Cowdy engine. I did download a supercharger upgrade kit for this engine this guy offers with this engine that he sells. Again, I found this engine on Coates. Now this engine is a regular Cowdy engine when you buy it. It has that. I was actually struggling using just the standard intake, you know, aspirated engine with no supercharger, but I'm gonna be using this engine a lot on my other truck builds, my Ford trucks, like Mobius trucks, and I might just use a straight, you know, aspirated engine. For this one, I just figured let's go wild and add a supercharger. So that's our supercharger intake. This is our supercharger, multi-piece supercharger. This will just mount up to there. And then you got your front piece where your belt goes on. That will go on like so. And then the back part, this is where your filter connects to. So that will just loop around, and then your filter will just go on like so. There is an extra connector that goes on there, so all that fun stuff. So that's how it kind of looked. Just, you know, give you a general idea on how it's going to look. So very cool. That's our power plant, and then we got, of course, the Power by Ford valve covers. Detail in this engine is just incredible. So very cool. Power plant, amazing. There was 2 transmissions. The kit came with this transmission. It's a manual transmission. I know a lot of you are saying, like, man, come on, hashtag save the manuals. I know, but I am going to be using an automatic because I am putting in a custom center console. If I was going to use a bench seat, then yes, I probably would be using the manual transmission, but we'll be using an automatic transmission, so not a big deal, but very cool. So just to compare this engine to my hand, this thing is massive. I mean, let's just compare this to my tweezers. This thing's massive. Like I said, it is a lot of motor for this truck. It's a little bit too much. The supercharged Cowdy engine, this is actually producing, I googled it, it produces 650 to 700 horsepower. Yeah, that's probably a bit more than you need for this truck, but that's why we're doing the big meets. That's the reason why we're doing these big tires. I'll be doing the medium-sized tires that this kit comes with, but that's why we're using the big fat tires in the back, because this engine's gonna need it, because always this thing's be spinning tires like crazy. Before we go out to anything else, let's move on to the grills again. So let me know what you think in the comments, because I'm actually torn. So here is the Ford grill. Just look how amazing that looks, and put the hood on there. That looks so cool. So we got that one, or even the V8 one looks stunning as well. Yeah, I'm not really sure. I'm actually leaning towards the V8. The V8 one's actually pretty cool, but I'm not sure. You guys can let me know in the comments which one you prefer, but those two I'm really leaning towards, and I'm not really sure. Of course, we'll be adding a different tailgate. We'll be adding a more modern Ford tailgate on this one, so we got that going. So that floats in there. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I might paint it, then glue it on there, because I do have to put the wood trim in there. And then the radiator, we'll be using the kit radiator. So we'll be using this kit radiator, not a big deal, but we will be adding an automatic fan to it, because, you know, modern engine doesn't have a manual fan on it, so it needs an automatic fan. So we got that going. The exhaust, we will be modifying this exhaust. I don't want the exhaust going out to the back, and I don't want these on there. I kind of want more like a straight pipe, so we'll probably be cutting the exhaust to these, and then we add some nice exhaust finishers on here, so it's under the body and not exposed, but it will have a nice sound to it, you know, like in real life, where it doesn't have these pipes on here. That makes it quiet. You want to hear that, you know, you want to hear that cavity rumble. But that's pretty much about it. All the chrome will be getting stripped. Not only because I don't like the kit chrome. This chrome is actually really shiny. It looks very toyish. I'm not gonna lie. So all the chrome will be getting stripped. All the chrome that I'll be using. And then there will be some chrome on this, but not many. That moves on to our color combo. What color will I be using? I came down to this color. I think it's definitely different and very unique, and not many people will be using this color, I don't think, and this is what we came to. Splash Paints Gold Rush. This is a Dodge Charger and Challenger color. It's a Dodge color. It's like a greenish, goldish color. This color is absolutely beautiful. I've seen this color in person on a Dodge Charger, I believe. Yeah, Dodge Charger, and this color is absolutely amazing. It's very light, and I think it's just gonna look absolutely amazing on this truck. So we'll be using that for the main body color. Then for the grill, yes, the grill, the bumpers, and I am gonna be using all the bumpers. I will be using the front and rear bumpers. I know some of us will be using, or be deleting the front bumper at least, but I do want to use all bumpers. So the bumpers, the grill, and the wheels, the center wheels, these guys, not the ring, just the wheel itself, we'll be doing in a gray. I think a very nice green and gray combo. I think this is actually look really cool. I've never done anything like this, and I think this is actually very cool. I know some of us could do gold. I could do gold or bronze or anything like that, but I kind of want to do something different. I kind of want to do like a light, very light color mixed, you know, mixed like a dark color, accent color. So that's what we'll be doing. And then the ring on the wheels, the ring itself, we'll probably be using chrome. We'll be using some AK Super Chrome on that. And then the supercharger, we'll probably put some chrome on the engine a little bit here and there, but nothing too crazy. I don't want to chrome this truck out. There'll be some chrome accents here and there, but nothing too crazy. But other than that, that's what my plan is. The interior color, I'm not exactly sure what color yet, so I'm not going to tell you. But other than that, guys, that's it for this video, and that's where I'm at. I mean, very cool. So there might be another video before I go and paint, but we'll see. But other than that, guys, that's where we're at on the USACC group build. So very cool. So I got quite a bit of progress got done so far. But other than that, guys, that's it for this video. And until my next video, I'll catch you next time. Take it easy.